Welcome to a new episode of the Raw Honey Podcast. And today's episode's title is Not Everything is About You. And the episode is going to be break apart in three main topics, right? So let's get it started. Topic one: your reactions reveal more about you than they do about the situation. I wanted to start here because our reactions sometimes come because of the triggers we have, because of the things we have been through in life. Why? Because we tend to not react to reality. We tend to react to the perception we have of reality. And this perception we have of reality is it has been molded and created. It's just not one thing you choose. Is everything you have been through shapes your perception of reality. So if you have been through very hard things in life, is sometimes very hard to that type of people to see the good in everything. Or you have grow in a childhood home or ambience that expects in one's perfectionism, then that's the perception you're gonna have about life. Everything needs to be perfect, or sometimes life is not fair to people. So you see how this perception that we have of reality can make us react certain ways when it comes to situations. So it's not so much of the situation, but it's more of you, how you tend to handle these things. And we don't get to see how these reactions really gives apart who we are. We tend to forget two people experience the same situation and they both have a different take of the situation. And I'm gonna give you this example. I have gone to restaurants, I have gone to places with my friends, and we have gone to dinner, the whole day of the dinner. And by the end of the dinner, we usually meet together and we drive together. So we drive back to my house or to whoever house we agreed to meet. And we kind of give, we don't give a debrief, but we talk about the whole, how the dinner went, how everything was. And me and my friends, it's just clear to me. We focus in very different things. I'll be thinking about like, oh, do you saw how the server was not attentive, didn't give us this, didn't do these things. And my friends will be like, oh my God, the restaurant was amazing, the food was amazing. So same situation, very different experiences. And that's perception. That's my perception. The things that I'm going to focus is going to be very different from what my friends are focusing on the dinner. And that has it has to show you guys how life works. Because then you take this concept and you're gonna apply it to everything. So we are experiencing life from a very different lens. And we don't see that, we don't understand that, and we get into situations, into conversations trying to argue with people about their perceptions and their views, which is impossible because there might have a middle ground on them, but they're not going to all make sense to everyone because everyone is different, of course. And what I want you to guys to understand with this is not everything that hurts you is meant to hurt you. It's just showing you sometimes the things that you need to learn and you need to grow from. Because since we have different perceptions on life, we also need to be understanding of everyone's opinions without getting hurt, without reacting in certain ways. Topic two: not everything people do is about you. And this one is very hard to accept because we tend to think and tend to step into situation and places thinking, oh, what they're gonna think about me, wow, oh, they're looking at me, oh, they might not like this, oh, people are gonna make comments about this. And in reality, people are so self-absorbed into their own world that they're not thinking about you, they're not looking at you, they're not even looking at the way you dress. And even if they are, they might not care. So we tend to take things personal, but many of the things we take personal shouldn't be taken like that. Yeah, these things are specifically triggering and specifically targeting you, of course. But there's also many things that if you are not dressing, if you're not saying, if you're not talking, if you're just because what people are gonna think, people are too self-absorbed in their own world and their own life to care about you, or sometimes even care about what you're gonna say. So try to let go of that. Every time you see that you're gonna do something, say something, or step into something, or change into something, and you have the thought of, oh, what people are going to always tell to yourself, do I care what people are wearing? Do I care every time I go outside what people are doing? I don't. So no one out there is gonna care about you wear a yellow pants with a purple top or anything, any little things like that is really good to see it so you don't overthink sometimes about certain situations, overthink about what people are gonna say, overthink about what are the expectations out of someone or out of whatever you're doing. People are not looking at you, they most likely don't care. Topic 3, you can fake self-worth forever. And why do I include this topic into not everything is about you? Because self-worth comes with many things, but also it comes with the idea of accepting yourself and accepting whatever you feel is not perfect about you. And you cannot fake that. You cannot tell people, yeah, I love myself how I am. I love everything that I do. But then your inside voice turns into critique everything you do. Because you need to have enough vulnerability that you can sit down with yourself and say, yes, I am confident in certain things, but I'm not confident in other things. Within that, you have to find a soft spot that you can tell yourself, yes, I might not be now and I might not love myself now how I'm supposed to do it, but I need to walk towards that person. I need to become towards that person because the self worth and the self love you're gonna find is not about proving anyone that you're worth of their love, you're worth of whatever you wanna get from them. It's more about saying, telling everyone and sending that message of, yes, I am imperfect, but within those imperfections, I still love myself. Because when you make that work and you work towards that, your ego is going to be less hurt and less po- pon- poke at by people. And I mentioned ego because it's a very different experience saying, I am beautiful because I am beautiful and I'm different from everybody else, but I am beautiful in my own way. The saying, I am beautiful because I am more beautiful than everyone else on earth. You see the two energies and how is it different between finding the beauty within yourself and be beautiful for that, and I need to feel beautiful because I'm bringing everyone else down. Very different experiences. So finding your self worth and loving and embodying that self worth is very different than faking you are this persona and you feel like this persona. And one day you might feel like that, but it's not. Because the energy you can feel it when someone embodies being fit and feeling beautiful is very different experience of when somebody fake feeling those and becoming that. And if there's one thing you guys learn from this video is pause before you react to anything, to anyone, and have clear these 4 things that I want you guys to remember. Not every thought you have is true. People's voices are opinions, not definitions. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone, and you don't have to do everything for everyone. Have that in mind every time you're gonna react. Have that in mind every time you see yourself in a situation that you see yourself going back to the own heel self. And remind that not every thought has to be true. Sometimes thoughts are just thoughts. You don't need to do anything about it. People's voices and whatever people are telling you, if they're affecting you, if they're hurting you, remember those are just opinions. That's their personal opinion based on their perception. That doesn't define you. Question yourself and ask, am I all this things someone is saying? No, I'm not. Then walk away. You don't need to react. And with that, you don't need to change their mind because their perception of you, the perception of life is different. And sometimes we need to be okay with that. We need to be okay with feeling and being wrong in certain conversations that you knew you were right. And that's all you need. You know that whatever you're trying to prove, whatever you're trying to say is right, or and that's all you need. Sometimes you need to understand many people are not going to agree with the things you say or whatever you feel. And you need to be okay with it. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. That takes to that. You don't need to prove you're right, prove you're wrong, prove who you are, prove that you're worthy, prove that you're lovely, prove that you did or you didn't. If they want to stay within their mistakes, then sometimes you just gotta let them. All you can do. And remember, when you don't know your worth, everything feels personal. Every situation feels like a threat. Every opinion feels like a definition. Every reaction feels like something you need to defend against. But when you start doing the work, you realize not everything is about you. And more importantly, not everything needs a reaction from you. Sometimes self awareness is such a beautiful thing because it doesn't let the self doubt creep in. And you're allowed to assist without explaining yourself to people. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy. I hope this is something you can resonate with. Leave in the comments if it is. Leave in the comments if this is a brand new concept for you. And I would like to hear about you guys. See what is it that you think about self worth and how self worth can really go both ways, can really help us or can really destroy us. So every video is going to be something different. I don't have like a set video for every week. So you might get astrology, you might get regular episodes, or you might get something new. Who knows? And that's it for today, guys. Enjoy your day, enjoy your life. Remember to be happy, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health. And I'll see you next week. Bye.